Top of it, top of it. How you guys doing today, man? It's your boy Coach One Stack, man. And I'm here to tell you a nice little story about a pastor who was basically sexually abusing his stepdaughter. Now, guys, it's a trigger warning for this story, of course, because it is some, deviant things involved. But, this is for a lot of y'all, Christians out there that are trying to be perfect and thinking that because a man can deliver the word, a man and woman can deliver the word, that doesn't mean that they're any better than you. That doesn't mean that their faith is stronger than yours in the Lord. It does not mean that they're perfect. So this is how the story goes, guys. About about a year and a half, I got invited to a church. Somebody online invited me to a church out here in Las Vegas. They said that, hey, God spoke to them and they wanted to invite me to their church. Well, I had been looking for a church home, so I figured that was God moving in my life. So I came to the church. So now when I came to this church, um, the pastor and first lady, were my age. They're my age. They actually went to separate high schools as me at the same time. And the first week I went to this church, it actually was a pretty cool church. I can't even lie to you. It was real beautiful because he was able to deliver that word, and you could feel the Holy Spirit in the house, and because God is good, because God doesn't, we're not supposed to be in here judging people based off their actions, what they do in and out of the church. We're just there to have them deliver the word. So after that Sunday, I had a good friend of mine on Wednesday say, hey, your pastor ain't gonna be in church on Sunday. And I was like, bro, that's not my pastor. I just came to the church one time. But he didn't explain to me why the pastor wouldn't be at church. So I guess everybody knew about this but me. I'm the new guy. So Friday came, the Friday before the following Sunday. I look on the news and there is the pastor and his wife being arrested. They're arrested. And what are they being arrested for? They're being arrested for, let's just say, doing some deviant things to three young girls in the church over a period of time. Now here's the kicker, y'all. Here's the kicker. All three of these girls were underage at the time, and it did happen, a few years prior. But the biggest thing is one of these girls was the pastor's stepdaughter and his wife's actual daughter. So now that's already bad enough, guys. We already got enough people that are church hurt because they're believing in, man, which you don't put your trust in man, you put your trust in God. Because God is the only person that's not going to let you down. And the flesh is weak. And I don't have no judgment towards this man or his wife or anything. I'm just telling you the story, how the story go. So you guys can make sure that when you do enter a church, you realize that there are demons in the church. People have demons inside of them. You understand what I'm saying? And so, you just can't be letting anybody touch you and pray over you and stuff like that because people have different spirits inside of them. Well, concerning the stepdaughter, who was a young teenager, I believe she was maybe 14 or 15 at the time. Well, it's funny how a lot of these pastors, some of these pastors, they always want to play the intercourse card. They always want to tell these young girls that have been delivered from a life of being, the Jezebel spirit. Um, they always want to tell them it's always something sexual. It always is when some of them are coming for some help. But in this case, this is your daughter. So what this pastor told his daughter, well, what he went out and did was he went and bought some sex toys. He went and bought some sex toys, him and his wife. And so he came to his daughter along with his wife. So pastor and first lady of the church goes to their daughter and the pastor tells her, God does not want you to be having sex. God does not want you to be having sex. Instead, he told me to show you how to use these items on yourself. Man, y'all heard it, man. You heard exactly what I'm saying. Yes, this pastor told his daughter that God did not want her having intercourse and told him that he should go out and buy these toys and show her how to use them on herself. So now, over a period of time, I don't want to lie, but it was 30 to 35 times that the pastor showed this young lady, being his daughter, how to use these toys on herself with the assistance of her mother standing right there. Now, see, we're going to press pause for a minute, y'all. Press and pause. You already know that, back in the day, you could not pay a woman to let somebody do something negative to her child. You know, nowadays, I mean, it's a lot of women, man, that'll let somebody do something to their child for a hamburger, just for a little bit of attention. You could go by the average woman house who has kids, and they might holler at their kids and make them go to sleep just because you came over, thinking that y'all about to get intimate. So, the weakness in the household, it started to get weak due to a lack of that God, to where this stuff is happening. So the pastor and his wife, they use these toys on their daughter over 30 times. It was in the news. They got arrested for it in like April of 2023. And then here's the next thing. So a few months go by. It's August of 2023. What do you know? The same pastor, and I'm not going to say his name and put him out there, say what church he's from. The pastor and his wife, they get arrested again. Yes, God, they got arrested twice. So, and it's not even funny. And the second time they was arrested, now get this, y'all. You know that you up to something and you got some real deviant things going on when not only do you have a house, right? But like Puffy, you got a side spot. You dig what I'm saying? When I say side spot, I mean a spot where you go other than your home to go do your dirt. And so this the pastor and his wife had a side apartment in their name, mind you, in their name, in their name. And uh, at this point in the game, he basically was doing some pimping on these little girls because now there are 2 to 3 older gentlemen present, along with the pastor, his wife, and these young girls at this side spot. And what they would do is the pastor and these gentlemen would sit back, and I wasn't there, so I can't say if they were pleasuring themselves or I can't say what they was doing, but I could tell you that they was there. It's all in the paperwork. They were there, and they would sit back and watch the first lady from this church have intercourse with some of these underage girls, almost like R. Kelly was doing. Almost like, how R. Kelly, would sit back and he might have his girlfriend being with the underage girl that he joined in. Well, the pastor had his wife basically prepping these young girls, getting them ready for what was to come. For what was to come, y'all. Now remember, this the pastor, y'all. That's who's sitting up every day in front of y'all church telling you what to do. This the one that's telling some of y'all blind Christians, I'm a Christian, but I'm not blind. I got my own eyes. I don't go to church to listen to somebody to tell me how to live my life. I've been doing that for 48 years. I go to church to hear somebody else's opinion and other perspective on life and see how those values match up with the Bible and myself to make sure that I'm moving right. But man is man, and we all fall short of the glory of God, and the flesh is weak. So once the first lady would kind of get her thing on with these young girls, the pastor and these older gentlemen would join in. They would join in and they would do the do and as Lamarck Moore says, get their due. And this went on for quite some time, y'all. That's the second time they was arrested. But the thing is, they was yelling, I'm innocent, I'm innocent, I'm innocent. I didn't do it. But as we sit here today, the pastor and his wife are on probation for a lot of these charges, which means they admitted to it. You dig what I'm saying? And situations where you go take a deal and things like that. But right now these pastors' wife are registered sex offenders, and I don't know if they're still preaching at the church or not. And I left this video to tell a lot of y'all this. Don't put your trust in man. Keep your trust in the Lord. The Lord will never lead you wrong. If any of you out there, whatever religion you are, if you're out here putting your trust into a man, you are bound to fail. Because as you looking around you every day, man is failing you every time you open your eyes and look around. But the thing is, you should never fail yourself. And you definitely fail yourself when you don't put God first and put your trust. God is the only person you should be putting your. I don't even put my trust in myself sometimes because tomorrow I might be another person. Today is a whole different day, y'all. Can you dig it? But I just want to share that little story with y'all to let y'all know some of these things that are going on in the church, things that I personally know. This is why a lot of people are church hurt. And see, when I was younger, I didn't have no understanding about this type of stuff. Personally, which I'll get into a story later on, I'm going to tell y'all why I refuse to go to church in my 20s. And that's going to be a heck of a story, y'all, when I get to that one, of why I refused to go to anybody's church due to a first experience that I had. And, I ended up being church hurt because nobody had explained to me at the time that I'm not supposed to worry about people's actions in the church. I'm supposed to worry about their ability to deliver the word. And at the end of the day, they got to stand in front of their maker and talk about what they did, just like I do. And when that was explained to me, I had a better understanding, and I learned how to move different, y'all. But other than that, man, I just want to share that story with y'all, man. If you've been supporting the channel, man, thank you for all my subscribers. Thank you. And for you ladies out there, if you guys, want to come to and have some real casual conversation, if you would like to get interviewed on my dating channel, which is called Casual Conversations with Coach One Stack. It's a grown man channel. I'm interviewing nothing but women on this channel to talk about the effects of dating, the issues with dating, things that problems that people are facing with datings. And right down there in the ticker, you guys are gonna see my business phone number. And if you like to get interviewed for my channel on any one of my platforms, shoot me a text. Let's talk about it. If you need some mentorship, young men, ladies, you need something about your weight, because I have a weight loss channel as well. My weight loss channel is One Stack Fitness, one STAC Fitness. Okay. Tap in, let's get it done. But other than that, guys, sit down, keep your trust in the Lord, and do not be surprised when people, men and women of the cloth, do some things that seem out of their character, because there are a lot of demons out here, especially in church. And remember, a demon cannot enter your life unless you invite them in. So you have to be careful of the people that you meet, who you touch, and who you invite into your life, because they just might not want to leave your life. Can you dig what I'm saying? Other than that, y'all have a beautiful day. It's all about one stack. It's only one standing ahead of Christ, and that's God. Y'all have a beautiful day, church.